Hello everybody and welcome. In this video, we're going to take a look at how seed phrases may or may not be used in the past and future box with the word search words. We'll go through what seed phrases are, the BIP 39 word list, and then some crypto wallets that I was able to find and quote unquote recover. They all don't have history, so they're not being actively used. Let's take a look. Now, first off, seed phrases is a passcode to the digital wallet for cryptocurrencies. They shouldn't ever be shared, even though I'm going to share like 8 of them today. Don't start your cryptocurrency in these wallets because you will lose it. These have these different kind of saved recovery phrases that you would be able to get into it. If you forget it, and they're made of 12, 18, or 24 of these BIP 39 words. Now, looking a little bit more into it, this word list has 2,048 different options. A good way to think about that is like if you're using a passcode with digits, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, that would be 10. And if you're using it 4 times, it would be 10 times 10 times 10 times 10, which would be 10,000. So there'd be 10,000 possible combinations using 10 options 4 times. Again, this is 2048 and it's 12 times. So basically this giant number of 5.444, yada, yada, to the 39th power. Now, actually looking into this BIP 39 words or the Bitcoin improvement proposal, this is just a large 2048 sized word list that can be used for characters instead of the very long randomized characters like a lot of zeros and ones, numbers, A through Z, stuff like that, and having it be just massively long and very easy to just mistakenly put a 0 instead of an O or something like that. It's using these words in a mnemonic kind of phrase where you would be able to remember some of those words. First off with this, each of the first 4 characters will never match if there are like 4 or more. And so that's kind of one of the things that makes it unique. And then it's also an alphabetized list. So 0 starts with the highest word, abandon, and then goes down from there. I have a resource list link here if you want to. Here, let me just open it up. What I did is I took the list, and here's the link if you want to see it. And it's just basically this list starting from 0 and all the way down to 2047 at zoo. So you can see it's alphabetized and it shows all of them. Now you can use this if you want as a search option. I have the 2 locks here because I have a formula. You don't need to worry about what it's showing or doing, but ultimately you type a number in and you get the word. On this side, you're able to, and it's kind of the same formula, to look a word up and then see what the number is associated. So if you're wondering about a word like hello, similarly here, you can do 9. But if you're doing something like over that 2040, in this case, 2047, again, if you have a number you want to check or a word you want to check, feel free to use this. You can make a copy. I'll have it in the link. But anyway, let's get into it. Now, it's going to just be a bunch of videos. I didn't want to spend too long on showing these, but ultimately what I did is I looked at the different words that are on this list, and I know that that list can be dependent on which words you use, but just some of the ones that I think in general people thought were part of the list, and I just selected kind of specific ones, put them in, and was able to find wallets. Next slide is just going to be a bunch of videos on it, but I'll leave also the 7 different combinations that I used with the word search words to get this. So anyway, here's all the different ones. I put them in, restored wallets, and basically all of these do work. They're all empty. There's no history with them, but these all will open up. So you can use, I used Trust app. There's also you can get a Google Chrome extension if you want to, but essentially use these ones here. I will note that you can use the same word multiple times as well. And so kind of my thought originally was, what if there was a specific way to order these words to get you to a spot? kind of thinking like 3 north. Well, okay, that one's not a very good one. But thinking maybe it's like an address like 1 to like 1203 Northwest State, surround water, walk on the dirt square, rail, something like that. I kind of, other ones like using liar. This one that just doesn't necessarily make sense. But that was kind of my mindset trying to do this, as well as seeing like, well, are these like hard to do? And should have done a little bit better of how many attempts I was making with each one. But honestly, each one of these, it took less than 10 minutes, if not even like 5 minutes would probably be how much I spent per wallet that I found, and then kind of stopped doing it. Again, it's not crazy hard. I would have anticipated with how many could be with all of the words, that would be harder to find. Now, again, these are all empty, so it's not that I'm like going into somebody's wallet and taking Bitcoins that they've had. Like, these are empty for whatever reason. Someone started it, didn't do it. Or maybe if John Collins Black made a bunch of them saying, hey, these specific words are important. Now, again, was kind of a theory, and it doesn't, to me, make sense just because there's so many that you can do. And I figured as well, if I'm able to with these words, like if he happened to, I don't know, make a bunch of empty wallets for us, you shouldn't be able to do a similar thing with just pulling random words. So I did do one more test to see if it's something, and this is the word list I used. While some of them have to do with some of this stuff, like olive jar, that was kind of interesting. Gold. I have egg in there a couple times. Green cereal zoo. And I was able to find a wallet similar too. Again, no history on it. And feel free to, check it out too if you want. Ultimately, is this something? I don't think so, at least not in this way. While I think with the referencing Bitcoin and how that is, I do think that word list has something to do with it, or it could, but I don't think it is opening a wallet like this unless there's one that has something in it, like some very low amount of Bitcoin or something that's different than this history or no history ones. That's, again, my thought. One thing to keep in mind too, or at least that I would consider, is maybe the app that I'm using, Trust, just kind of makes a wallet if you keep incorrectly guessing them. Now, I didn't see that. As I mentioned, I didn't take the best of notes, but I tried to, each combination that didn't work, keep it on a sheet. And so I went through like between 5 and I think the most was 20 attempts. Now, again, I said it was between 5 and 10 minutes each as well. So maybe it was once when I got to 7 minutes, it was there. But I do know that sometimes I got it in like a minute or two was, I think, my fastest, where I just guessed 5 random ones and then got it. Again, it was kind of all over there. It's surprising that it was more common to find all of these, at least to me. I don't do cryptocurrency. I don't really know too much outside of looking up some of this stuff on YouTube. So not sure on all of this outside of there's a lot of wallets you can make. And that was unexpected. Future questions, if you want to look into this further, or ones that I thought about, is could JCP be making all of these wallets? Are they random? I thought that they were more on the random side, but there might be some ways that you can do it. Second, could this be the element of a puzzle? And I honestly don't think so. It might confirm something if you have like, oh, I bet these words in this order make sense, and then it goes in there. That said, I have nonsensical ones. I have ones outside of it that work. Even if there is one, I don't know. Don't just take my word for it. Feel free to try this out. Again, please don't put any cryptocurrency on these because anyone can find them. Yeah, sorry if that was your wallet that you made that you never used. Anyway, that's all I have. Feel free to leave some comments if you know some stuff about cryptocurrencies, want to chime in. Love to hear about it. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Do those YouTube things. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.